What's up, guys? How we doing today? Hope y'all are doing fantastic. So just a little rant today. I'm still, and I know this has been talked about ad nauseum, and probably people are tired of hearing about it, but I'm just still trying to wrap my head around this whole concept of no kings protesting and stuff like that. And not that I'm against protesting, and I know you hear this all the time. Protesting is fine. Protesting is good. I'm okay with protesting, but it's what exactly is meant by no kings, because I mean that's what makes no sense. And they've attempted to explain this, but it's still, even after explanation, it's like, okay, no kings, cool. We haven't had a king since the country existed. Cool, we're never going to have a king. So it's, and apparently they've got some more lined up for July 17th is their next day of mass protests. I think they said they have them in like 60 cities, which is quite a bit less than the last one. And they said, we're not going to stop until we win. Okay, you're not going to stop until you win. Well, again, what do you consider win? What's a win for you? Leave it in the comments. What's a win? You're not going to stop until you win. What is a win? What in your definition is a win? Because if it's no kings, then you won that back in 1776, because we haven't had a king forever. And if you ask any person, regardless what side they're on, if Trump is a king, the answer is going to be no. I mean, regardless who you ask. I don't care if it's on the left, on the right, on the middle, on the center, on the far left, the far right. There's no one's going to say that Trump's a king. I mean, you might get your slight, minor, very small few that will say, well, I wish he was, but you're going to protest a small little fraction of the population, small fraction of the population. He knows he's not a king. We know he's not a king. We all know he's never going to be a king. We're not going to have a king, and as long as this country is in existence. And again, I'm sure on both sides of the aisle will agree that we're going to fight tooth and nail to keep this country our country. We're not going to let it go the other direction. And I guarantee you, even if it is Trump that's trying to do that, it's going to be a war. It's going to be a fight. We're going to fight to keep our country the way it is. But he's not. He's doing what the people said what the people voted him in for. The people voted him in for stiffer borders. The people voted him in for a better economy. The people voted him in for in the corruption. The people voted him in for all that. So why is it him that's a king? It's us. If anything, it's us that's the king. It's us that voted for him that are king. If anyone's king, that's who's king. It's not Trump. Trump's just doing what he said he was going to do, and what we voted for him to do. And if you remember, again, this has probably been said ad nauseum, is he won by a landslide in the Electoral College. And I know Electoral College, we need to abolish the Electoral College. Well, guess what? He won by a pretty good margin in the popular vote too. So what does that tell you? That tells you that a majority of the people voted him in for this reason, for what he's doing. He's not here to be a king. He's here to get stuff done that we voted for him to get done. Ask anyone. I mean, ask anyone if he's a king. They're going to say no. Ask anyone if they want him to be a king. You might get a few say yes, but no. You could say I'm a MAGA. I'm not a far right. I lean more to the middle, and I'm critical of some of the stuff he does. But I don't want him to be a king. We don't have kings. We have presidents voted in. Term limits, which is what the senators and the House of Representatives needs. They need term limits as well. We don't need career politicians. Politician is not a career. And with term limits, we get fresh ideas in there. We get fresh thoughts, fresh ideas. So we're not same thing over and over for decades and decades and decades, for longer than most of us have been alive. This type of shit's been going on, and then we finally get someone in there that wants to stop that shit from going on, and all of a sudden he's a dictator. He's he's a king. Change your protest. At least change the name of it to something else. I read this article about it, the one that I found out that they were set up their new date. I posted a video of that, and they said, good trouble. Why don't you call it that? Why don't you call it something else? Call it anti-Trump protest. That's what it is. It's anti-Trump protest. It's not no kings, it's no Trump protest. That's what you should call it, because that's what it is. It's anti-Trump. It's we're little babies and we're going to throw a temper tantrum because we didn't get our way protest. That's what you should call it, because it's not no kings. We haven't had kings in forever. If you want to go protest not having kings, go over to England. Go protest there, because they're the ones that have kings. It's not the United States. The United States never has. They never will. And again, you've got people on both sides of the aisle that are going to say, yeah, we're not having a king. We're not standing for that. It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter if it's Trump. It doesn't matter if it's Obama. It doesn't matter who it is. We're not going to allow a king in this country. And Trump, I know this is hard words for you to hear, is not a king. He never will be a king. And this is coming from the right. The right still says it. Take a poll. Do a poll. Look at the polls. If anybody out there can actually run an actual real poll, do a poll. How many people out there think Trump's a king? I bet you're going to have 90 plus percent of the people that you poll are going to say, no, he's not a king. Are going to say, no, we don't want him to be a king. No, we don't think he's a king. So, anyway, just a little rant. Again, call your protest something else, and it'll make a lot more sense. Because you're protesting a small percentage of people that think he is and or wants him to be king. You're protesting a very, very small percentage of the population. Because the vast majority of us are smarter than that. A vast majority of us are smarter than that. So get your acts together. You just want some reason to throw a fit. That's all. You just want any kind of reason you have to throw a little tantrum because you didn't get your way in November. But anyway, like I said, the no kings makes no sense. Change your name. Protest all you want to. That's fine. Protest. You have that right, and it's encouraged. Why? Because I know, just because I'm not on your side, I know that change or protesting does create change, and change is good. We want change. That's how you get change. But change your name. No kings makes no sense to a lot of people. It makes no sense. I get the no kings. You don't want kings. Get it. No tyrants. Well, that's cool. We voted the tyrants out of office in November. No dictators. He's not a dictator. You want to compare him to you're sitting here comparing Trump to Hitler. He's a Nazi. He's Hitler. He's a dictator. Who is it again that sides with Palestine and sides with Hamas and anti-Israel? Which side is that again? Which side is it that death to all Jews? It's not Trump. Which side is it that death to America? Which one says that? Which one burns our flag? Which side does that? Which side is fighting harder for illegals than American citizens? Which side? Which side? Which side's doing that? Which side is calling for death to Trump? 86-47. Which side is calling for the death of Trump and all his supporters? Which side is it? And you're telling me he's the dictator? He's the one that's the Nazi, that's the compared to Hitler? Come on now, seriously, get real. Anyway, that's a little rant. Ticked off Tuesday. I have no idea what this whole no kings. Just change your name. Protest all you want. Just change your name. Change it to something that makes a lot more sense. Because you're just protesting a small little teeny little amount of the population that may think he's a king. Like seriously, you're because the vast majority of us no king. He's not a king. Okay, go ahead. Ask anyone. Ask anyone on the opposite side, whatever side you're on. Ask them on the other side. Hey, is Trump a king? Would you like him to be a king? Do you think he should be a king? Do you want him to be a king? I bet you 100% of the people you talk to, maybe not quite 100, but really close to 100% of the people you talk to are going to say, no, he's not a king. No, I don't want him to be a king. We're America. Well, what side of the aisle do you sit on? I sit on the left. I sit on the right. I sit on... It doesn't matter. No kings. Okay, but why protest over something that you won? You won. Woo, yay. You won that in 1776. But anyway, again, that's the video. Sorry, just a little rant. Appreciate y'all. Love you. Do the YouTube stuff. Try to hit 8,000 subs by the end of the year. Still got 6 months to go, but gives me a little time. Anyway, appreciate you. Links are below to help support the channel if you want, and other channels that I'm making. So anyway, appreciate y'all. Do the YouTube stuff. Love you. See y'all in the next one.